Alright, so this is like my fifth take, and all the other ones have been like around 10 minutes, if not above 10 minutes. So I think I've really finally figured out a way to distill the argument for it. Basically, all the guards are the same, and they're all shown in the book, both with and without the shield, because they all, or buckler, or whatever freaking offhand you're using. I mean, you see it, Guardia d'Entrare, or actually the one, Guardia de Faccia. You're thrusting in, your true edge is towards your inside line, and it's just basically flat out. That's, in all it's showing, Guardia de Faccia, it's the end of a thrust, basically. Buckler, it's out like this. So when we're sitting there talking about the plays with the rotella, one of the reasons why I mentioned 109 is because he specifically calls out a few guards with the rotella that you're basically cutting into or cutting with, but you're basically supporting it because it just makes sense. So if I put this guy on here, you got the first one, chapter 103, Codalunga Alta, make the thrust, block, cut to the legs, and then reverse a spinto, thrust, and you come back out. Now, 109, I called out because it has a bunch of parries. It has two parries, so you're basically it's a more of a compound action, this play, than the previous ones, because all the other ones you're basically just doing one thing and then a similar exit, which is, although a part of the play, it's a part of every play. But this one has two things that it calls out. So instead of Codalunga Alta, you're in Codalunga Estretta, and your shield and sword from the previous play, 108, says that they're going to be pretty tight together here. So from here, it wants you to throw a stoccata with your left, and in that, after you throw that, you come back, and as they're throwing at you, you step again with your left towards their right into Guardia di Testa, and you block from here. You throw a Mangerito, stepping with your right that ends in Porta de Ferro Larga. If my hand's right here, and I just guarded in Guardia di Testa here, my hand's already behind the shield. Why don't I just take my shield for a ride? Porta de Ferro Larga. And from here, as they cut in at you, at your head, as he says that they should in the play, you're going to guard in Guardia de Faccia. Well, as I showed with the buckler, where's Guardia de Faccia? It's right here with the shield above your sword hand. So he tells you you're going to parry in that with your sword edge. Since it's Guardia de Faccia, I assume then, if it's blows coming at my head, I'm blocking with my false edge. So false edge block with a slight step of my right hand, and from here I throw a reverse squalembrado, stepping with my left, ending in Porta de Ferro, or Codalunga e Alta. And then he says from here, throw a falso to the hands from underneath the shield. So if I'm in Codalunga e Alta, it means I'm going to be throwing it in from Porta de Ferro. So I got to move my hand, hit that, and then bring my hand back with a half mezzo volta into Codalunga Estretta. So, I mean, why would I not move my shield at that point with it? Especially when I end in Porta de Ferro Larga, and I'm told with a small step of my right foot to their left to parry in Guardia de Faccia, Guardia de Faccia, with my sword as they come at me. And then, yeah. So it's staring everyone right in the face. They're just kind of ignoring it. It's making me think about the sword and buckler now. If I think about like if I can remember the first play of the sword and buckler. See, you always start in Guardia Alta, and I think it's a cut like that, come back, and as they cut at me in tempo, I step, cut in the Guardia di Testa into the buckler to block that. And then I cut a Mandrito. I can't remember. But then that one also has you, I think from there it has you like thrust into Guardia di Faccia, and from there has like you throw a Mandrito, then your reversa scollambrato, which in the Rotella I equate to the reversa spinto. And then here, instead of a thrust as you retreat back, to montante. So yeah, it's something I need to work on then is my buckler movement, making sure I am, moving with it. I'm if I'm cutting that reversa scollambrato, if I, cut the Mandrito, or I cut the Mandrito to the legs, should I be moving then my hand for that reversa scollambrato, and then come back up? Yeah, well, I guess that's just going to come from flushing it out and playing and practicing. But yeah, move your offhand.